Wonder Woman 43, James Robinson writing, Marco Santucci on the art. And did you want more of Jason? And Jason talking to Steve, and Steve being kind of like us and not really trusting him, but by the end, be like, okay, we'll train you, Steve, and like, or train you,
So if
Jason.
this keeps the quality going, I'm done.
Oh, I have a confession. I didn't read this
Oh, god
because
damn it, Connor.
no. Here's
You're
here's the
fine.
reason. I got to this and went, oh shit, I haven't read the last issue yet because that was on the week that I missed. And
Ah.
then I was like, I really don't want to read 2 issues of this. I'm not reading 2 issues of this.
So I usually like James Robinson, and I'll excuse a lot. I have no idea what's going on here.
Oh, James Robinson can be good. Like, there's no question he can be a good writer.
Yeah.
No, I tend to like his stuff more than I dislike it.
Half this issue was Steve and Jason talking to each other and basically accepting by the end that he'll give Jason a chance, and he introduces Jason to his team and all the rest of it. And other than that, it's basically Wonder Woman goes to fight a couple of the Furies that they've got captured, and then at the end, Darkseid uses a boom tube to bring the entire, or at least a chunk of the Argus base to the Amazon jungle, so that they've got the part that's got the relics in it that he wants. And that's the big cliffhanger, is like Wonder Woman's going to face off against Darkseid. That's the end of the issue. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, this is also the least I've ever liked Darkseid, because I just him wanting the Amazons for an army. I don't. Why? I don't get
Which
it.
is funny because right now we've got Mr. Miracle, where it may be the most I've ever loved Darkseid, because
Yeah.
he's such an omnipotent presence in that.
Yeah, and
Whereas
that's how I feel he should be.
yeah,
He should, and I bring it up all the time when I talk about Darkseid. He should be like that Cthulhu presence where he's just out of sight, but just the threat of him is enough to drive you
Which
mad. Even teenage Darkseid early on in this, I was kind of okay with. Just I'm like, okay, well
Yeah.
that's weird and interesting, but him just standing around monologuing and wanting the Amazonians for
also, they did the same thing as last issue where he kills like, one of the helpers. Is like, "Are we
yeah,
ready?" And he's like, "I'll be ready soon, sir." And then he beams him, and he's like, "Okay, what about you? Next in command. Are we ready?" And he's like, "Yes." I'm pretty sure we had almost the exact same beat last issue where.
It wasn't last issue. It was the one
Oh,
before.
you
'Cause I
read it?
remember
Yeah,
that.
okay. But yeah, but they've had that same beat play out
Yeah.
before.
and then just I don't care where Jason got his powers from. I know what they're teasing. I don't care.
Do you know? I wonder if this is like, oh, we know that the next run on Wonder Woman is going to start with X issue. James, fill in the next 10 till we get there,
Yeah.
and he's just kind of rambling to try and make it
Maybe.
work.
I really hope that Dark Pantheon stuff isn't in
Robinson,
this
yeah.
run because I'd be ashamed to miss that.
That'd be cool if that's teasing at the start of the next run. If that's what that's teasing.
Yeah.
Well, what they were teasing here is that they're seeming like Greek gods because he's talking about how he never misses, so he has like Apollo's aim, but he also has like the strategy of Ares, and they're almost like just the solo male patrons, whereas the Amazons worship Athena and Artemis and Hera. They're going much more male focused. But I also feel like there's a twist coming that they're just new gods. Like it's gonna be like Light Ray and some other guys. I'm not up to date with the new gods, so. But yeah, I don't care. Him flying around and destroying the drones and
Nah.
Steve. I like Steve normally. I hate Robinson Steve. He is nothing. He's a white piece of bread that's just on the like. There's no character to him, and it sucks because Rucka worked so hard to make him interesting, and Robinson's just undoing that all.
Oh yeah, I
with
made
his
everyone.
terrible
I
dialogue.
mean, Rocky made them all interesting. Every character we
Yeah.
encountered in that run
Well,
was
it's Steve-
interesting.
Even Johns though, when he tried to add him to Justice League, he always just felt like, Wonder Woman's ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
And Rookham took him past that, and he had a character. And even adding the Oddfellows, from tying the movie stuff in, it was cool. Like he had this group of dudes, and he had a voice. And here, I just feel like he could be any random, Argus general. He doesn't have to be. And the Angel stuff, I'm just like, get out of here. That is terrible. Again, I bring it up every time, but it makes me cringe. Ugh.
You guys are really not making me,
I
regret
would-
that I didn't read
again,
this.
When I get when the next issue comes out, if it's more of the same, I'm just gonna stop and pick up when Robinson's done. Because the Silver Swan stuff was fine, but if it's gonna be like off and on like this, then I just don't need it. I'll just take it off until.
It's annoying because I would love to be reading a Wonder Woman book,
Me too.
but I'm not putting myself through reading a shit book for the sake of just reading a Wonder Woman book. I'd rather not read one than read a shit one.
Well, and then you read Brave and the Bold, and the stuff that Sharp's doing there. Yeah, it's playing with mythology that I'm unfamiliar with, but I'm into that story. You know, Wonder Woman feels like Wonder Woman. Not that she doesn't hear, but this doesn't feel like a Wonder Woman story.
That's the thing. I can get my Wonder Woman fix elsewhere.
Yeah.
I get it in Brave and the Bold. I'm gonna get it in
Two League
Justice
books.
League. No Justice. Yeah. Dark. I'm like, yeah, I'm covered. As much as I want a Wonder Woman solo book that I'll enjoy, I'll take her elsewhere for now.
That said, there's a variant coming out with Superman on it, and I might have to get that one regardless.
Yeah, the Wonder Woman variants are gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, my stance in this is that I won't read this on my own. When Matt drops it, I'll also drop it. But as long as I've got somebody to talk to about it and complain about it, I'll keep reading it. That's my stance right now. But we're always kind of lukewarm on it, even when it was like some of the Silver Swan stuff was kind of good. There was parts we didn't like, but these last like 4 or 5 issues, we have done nothing but tear it to shreds.
If Shay Fontana does listen to this, I apologize for that arc. I was upset that it wasn't Rucka. That was more about me than it was you.
Oh yeah. I'd pray for Fontana to come back now. Jesus.
Oh God, please.
Because at least it had some interesting, like, yeah, sure, I didn't like the whole Amazon, super soldier serum.
Yeah, but it had its own personality at least, which I think this is lacking.
Well,
yeah.
And Etta Candy. Etta was such a great character in that arc, even more so than anyone else in this book. Like, the Hercules stuff started super cool, and then you take Hercules away within the first issue.
That pissed me off.
Yeah, so
I'm still annoyed about that. Hercules was the best part of this run.
Steve doesn't really have a character. Diana's fine, but like Grail kind of sucks. Darkseid sucks. Jason, don't get me started.
Jason doesn't just suck. Jason's sucking the life out of the book entirely.
He is.
This book.
He is cousin Oliver. Are you guys familiar with that from Brady Bunch?
No.
Yeah. So anytime a show starts to flounder, they'll bring in a cute kid, and it's called Cousin Olivering. The only problem is Wonder Woman wasn't floundering. I'd argue that it had never been at a higher point. They
just didn't know what to do, did they?
No, they weren't prepared for Rucka leaving. And DC's handled so much really well with Rebirth, but this is the one big.
This is a genuine misstep.